Hi, Contractor John here. I wanted to set up this video a little bit before we get started watching it. This is a new construction, well, a rehab new construction of a home that we did several years ago. It's when I was Director of Construction Services for Habitat. If you want to see the whole construction process play out, then I'll link another video in the description and you can take a look at that. It's a pretty dramatic change when you see that video. The home was built originally in 1887 and we totally rehabbed it. I mean, down past the studs in a lot of places. So it's a really great video, so check that out too. But anyway, this is a walkthrough after the home has been completed and going to be passed off to the new homeowner. It was passed off during the COVID time, so that's why I did the video instead of walking through with them personally, okay? So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the video and I will address them when I see them, okay? Enjoy the video. John here. We're going to kind of walk through the house and I'm going to explain some certain things to you just to make your life easier and you know where things are, okay? So first of all, underneath the cabinet here in the kitchen, all right, you'll see that there's shut-off valves here. It's kind of hard to see, but you'll see one right here and then one back over here. That's for your hot and your cold water. And it shuts the hot water off for the sink, and then the dishwasher line is run off there too. So if you need to shut dishwasher off, you shut that one off there. You just turn it, okay, clockwise to shut off, counterclockwise to turn back on. When you get them all the way up, like, because the stem will rise up just a little bit, when you get it all the way up, then close it like a quarter turn, right? Don't leave it seated all the way out, that's all. That's just because if you leave it sitting there for like years, you'll get sediment and stuff in there, so just close it a little bit. It'll make it better when you have to do it again. Another thing about the kitchen, the bathroom shutoffs are the same as the kitchen sink, both your bathrooms, and there's one shutoff underneath the toilet. Those are all the same shutoffs, so functionally they all work the same, okay? So your smoke detectors are located throughout the house. They're interconnected. They're all connected together. So if one smoke detector goes off, then they're all going to go off. But you'll hear the one that goes off first that triggered it. That'll be a little bit different of a beep. It'll beep, and then all the other ones will beep, and then that one will beep, so you can kind of tell. Plus, these will talk to you and tell you fire or carbon monoxide or whatever, because they are a combination unit, fire and carbon monoxide. Okay? So I've just tested them this morning. Believe me, you don't want to do it on camera. So they're all working and everything, and the building department checked them out too. So you do have to change the batteries once a year in those things. There's a battery backup, so if electricity goes out, they're still operational. They have a battery in it. It's a 9-volt. A good way to remember that is when you change the clocks in the spring, change the batteries. Then you'll change them every year, then you won't ever have a problem with them, okay? All right, let's go down into the basement. Hi, Katrina, we're down in the basement again, and your furnace is here, all right? Really computerized now and maintenance free except for changing the filter, okay? Right here, there's a filter. Now, there's this guard over it, a magnetic guard over it. So this goes here, take this off, all right, just stick it there for a minute, and then you pull this filter out. And they always have to be difficult. Well, it ain't supposed to come out like that. So, but you see that one's full of dust and dirt and everything from construction. So you'll throw that one out and you'll put a new one in. Now on this filter, there's an arrow, and it's also the size. All right, we bought you a 3-pack here of filters. Actually, I'm gonna take one of these and put one of these in because these are a better filter type than those are. These are the pleated ones, and they filter out a little more of the dust and dirt and everything. So now again, you'll see on here there's an arrow. The arrow tells you which way the air flows. So this is your return duct here. This is your return air. So the air gets sucked back out of the house, comes down this duct, it goes into the furnace, gets heated, and then it comes up this way and hot air goes through here. So the airflow is this way. So the arrow, so you're going to put this, you're just going to drop this in here like this. Now what I would do is right on the edge of the filter, take a black magic marker, just leave it down here and write the date so that you know when you put it in. And drop that filter down, and then you're going to throw this little shield down, and that just helps seal it up. Okay, and then like that, and that's all there is to it. Okay, and then these you can just store these up here like that. Okay. All right, that's it on your furnace. That's all you have to know. If you have to go in here, they're so computerized and everything now, just call a repairman and you'll have that information when you close. All right, we'll go over to the hot water tank now. And Katrina, here we're by your hot water tank, and right down here is the gas valve. All right, and it's kind of hard to see right from the angle, but right here there's a red knob. Now it's turned where it needs to be now to have hot water in the house. If you want it a little bit hotter, just turn that up a little bit. Just go a little bit because it'll go a long way. Right here, this red dial here, okay? That's the only thing you're going to monkey with on this at all. There's nothing else, all right? So this pipe here, this is an emergency pop-off valve. What happens is if something malfunctioned and the tank kept heating and it got a lot of pressure in it, this valve will open up and water will come out of that pipe. It's a safety thing so the tank doesn't blow up. So that's just here. You shouldn't ever see water coming out of there. If you do, then you've got a malfunction in the tank, or sometimes these valves go. But I've not seen one go bad. If it doesn't go bad right from the get-go, they don't go bad 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And very few of them do go bad, okay? Now up here, this is a power vent hot water tank, which means it's super high efficient. And when it gets done heating the water, the flue gas that comes off it isn't super hot like the old ones were. So it needs a little fan motor in here to blow that up and outside and get rid of that. So there's a safety feature on here. If the electricity goes off, there's a cobweb here. If the electricity goes off and this fan doesn't work, the hot water tank will not go on. You'll get hot water, whatever's in the tank, but it won't kick on and make new water because it needs the fan to run as a safety. So if the electricity is off for a couple hours, you're not even going to notice it. But if it goes off for 24 hours or something, you're going to run out of hot water. Just understand that that's normal with this high efficient type of hot water tank. And while we're here, valves, okay, all your valves, water valves, gas valves, they're all the same in this respect. When the handle is in line with the pipe, the valve is on. When it's crossways like that, it's shut off, all right? So you always want it in line when it's on, okay? Another thing, if you ever have to shut the water off and you go to turn it back on, don't just do this. Now I could do it now because the water lines are full of water. But if the water lines were empty and this is off, I want you to go really slow and let it, and you'll hear the water running in the pipe. I want you to go really slow, a little bit at a time. It'll probably take you about 30 seconds to open this up all the way. All right? So just keep opening a little bit, you know, let it run a little bit and then open it some more and that. You don't want to get that water pounding in the pipes right away and stuff. It's not good for the joints, and it could break a little sediment and stuff that's inside the pipe, and then it'll clog your little filters on the faucets and stuff. But like right now, I said I could do that because the pipes are full of water already. There's no added pressure. So that's here. Now if we swing down here to your water meter, the same thing. This valve is on. This is your water meter for the house. That's a water service back there coming in, comes up to your water meter, and then it comes up and this goes into your house. Goes to your hot water tank here, and then it feeds your house. This valve is on, so if you want to shut the water off for the house, just shut this valve off here, all right? There's another valve down there, yellow handle one, you'll see it. You have a double valve. That shuts it off from the street. This shuts it off from the house to isolate that water meter, so if they ever had to change the water meter, they could isolate it. That's what the two valves are for. And then this one down here is always off. That's just a little drain down valve, so they can put a bucket underneath there. They shut both these other valves off. They want to change this meter, they open this up, it drains the water that's in the meter so it doesn't make a mess. That's all that is. So that one always stays off, because if I open that one right now, water is going to come pouring out of that, so don't want to do that. This wire, this gray wire here, is a remote read attached to the water meter. It goes up and it goes outside, and there's a remote read box on the outside so they can read your water meter from outside. Actually, I think this one is a radio signal one, so they can drive down the street and they collect your water meter usage, by radio wave. So, okay, all right, that's it for. There's one other thing down here. We're going to go on the other side of the basement. Katrina, one other thing down here. The age of this home is older and stuff, so I put this dehumidifier down in the basement. It's going to take, if there's moisture and leakage in the flagstone foundation and stuff, a little bit of water down here. I wanted that moisture out of your home, so it's not staying in it. So this is a dehumidifier. This is going to continually purge the air from humidity in the basement. So it sucks the water in and it blows the water out. Sucks the air in, takes the water out of it, and blows the drier air out the top over here. Okay, right on the top here there's a control panel. You don't have to see it right now. It's already set and everything. If the electricity goes off, it'll probably reset to 0. You'll have to remember to make sure this is on, because you want it running all the time. Very little power that it takes. Okay, there's a power button on it, and then the humidity level and stuff, and I will send you an email with the settings for this, so you'll have that. Okay, but that's all you have to worry about. It takes the water out, and there's a hose back here, and it pumps it up in that hose, and that hose goes up and it goes into a drain pipe, so you never have to worry about emptying the tank or whatever. It just goes right into that drain pipe. All right, another reason that you want to keep this running is because that drain pipe, I'm going to walk back over here. If you see right here, there's a trap. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. There's a trap right here. This is full of water, and the water is what traps the sewer gas on the back side of it. So if the water comes out of here, you'll get a musty, sewer gassy smell down here. So, but with the dehumidifier running, it'll always be trickling a little bit of water in here, so that'll stay full. But if you come down here and you smell like a sewer gas, rotten egg kind of smell, you want to check this pipe, and right up at the top here, you want to pour like a cup of water down there so that it fills this trap up, and that blocks the sewer gas from coming in. I know there's a theory out there that if you put oil in there, vegetable oil, it'll sit on top of the water, stop the water from evaporating. Don't do that. Oil turns rancid, and you'll wind up with a bigger problem than if you just put a cup of water in it. Once every 6 months or something, you'll be okay. All right. So that's it for one other thing right here. If you ever have to clean out your sewers, this is where the plumber would come in here, pull this cap off, and rod the sewers out. You're not going to have to monkey with that, but just know that it's back here, there. So, all right, I think that's it down here in the basement. We'll go outside. All right, Katrina, we're on the outside of the house now, and a couple of things I want to go over on the outside of the house, okay? One of the things that I encourage homeowners to do is, a couple times a year, come outside, stand in front of your home, and look at it overall. Look at all the outside and take particular care to look at different parts of it, okay? You might even want to take pictures of the outside of the house so that you can remember what it looked like 6 months ago or whatever, okay? You're going to stand out in front of it, look at things, and you're going to go across the street. You're going to look at the roof from all different angles, make sure that the shingles are all still there, make sure there's no loose pieces of siding or anything that's different from like, say, 6 months ago. If you have a really, really bad storm, come out and look at everything, okay? It's just good preventive maintenance. If you lose a shingle in a high windstorm or something, get it replaced right away so you don't have a leakage problem, because you won't see it at first because it'll leak in the attic, but by the time you see it, it's going to be a problem. So take care of that stuff. The outside of the home, all your lights inside and outside the home are LED. They're energy saving. They should last you. You should not be replacing a light bulb in this house for a minimum of 5 years, probably 10 years. You won't be replacing light bulbs. All right. So that's a great thing on the outside of the house and inside. So, like I said, take some time to go around and look at and study your home and stuff. One of the things up here I wanted to point out right away are the downspouts. These are oversized downspouts, and I'm a big believer in getting all the water away from the foundation of the house that you possibly can. So these downspouts, you'll see they pump the water out and then it'll run out down your front yard and out into the street. So those are why those are there. You could do bushes and stuff here or whatever, that's not going to affect that. Okay. Now if you come over on this side here, you'll see this downspout goes into that black pipe. That black pipe is buried under the ground, and it goes under the sidewalk and it drains out into the yard. And again, getting the water away from the foundation. Okay, so that one, the way that it runs out on the ground, it's not apt to get plugged very much. But again, you know, once a year, come out here and double check it in the spring, because the fall leaves and everything, and these are oversized downspouts, so leaves and stuff will get down in there, but they should just wash out. One of the reasons we put the oversized downspouts on is the maintenance thing. It helps you down in the future. So we're going to walk around the side now. The one thing on the side of the house, on this side, you'll see again you've got a downspout, and it's going into this black corrugated pipe, and once again that comes up underneath the sidewalk and it takes care of the water, and it takes it away from the house again. That other downspout on the back is tied into this one here. It goes underneath here, underneath the mulch, and it's tied together, and then it goes out into the yard. Your electric meter here, that's a smart meter, so you might want to go to ComEd's website and check out their smart meter program. They have some money saving ways you can save money by using the smart meter. They'll give you text messages when in the summertime when usage is the highest, and if you cut back, they'll rebate you money and stuff. So there's a lot of great programs with that. So go on ComEd's website and check that out. You might want to enroll yourself in that. Okay. Well, see, we're going to spread that bag of mulch out here for you. One of your silcocks for your hose outside, okay, it's a frost-proof silcock, which means that the water is shut off. There's a rod that goes in the pipe, and the water is shut off like a foot inside the house, so it doesn't freeze in winter. Now that's what it's designed to do. What I'm saying to you is that you can defeat that safety feature if you leave a hose hooked up to that in the wintertime, because the hose we plugged up to it, the hose will be full of water, and the whole pipe, that foot of pipe that's supposed to be empty, will be full of water. That'll freeze, that could break, and then you've got a major problem. So never leave a hose connected to that in the wintertime. Always disconnect that hose, and the faucet itself will drain out. Okay. So around the back of the house here, you'll see on the side of the house, you've got two vents up high there. That's your exhaust fan and your dryer vent for your laundry room inside. So both of those will open up, and the air will come out of those when that fan is running or when the dryer is running. So, and that's perfectly normal, okay? Now coming around, you've got your electrical outlet there. And one thing I want to say about the electrical outlet, so one thing on the outlets and the GFI outlets, and these are on your outside receptacles as well as the ones in the kitchen and the bathroom, they all operate the same. You'll see your two plugs, and in the middle there's two buttons. One says test, like that, one says reset. When you push the test button, it pretends there's a short, and it kicks this button out, and it makes the outlet go dead. So you just reset it by pushing this. It's a safety feature. I mean, when you push that, it's a millisecond that the electricity shuts off, so you can't get electrocuted or shocked or anything. So if this isn't working, reset it. Make sure that that's okay. All right, and the same thing goes for in your kitchen, on your cabinets, on your countertops, on the top of your countertops, and in the bathroom. Now, In the kitchen here, there's probably a situation where there's a slave receptacle. You've got your GFI outlet with the 2 little buttons, and then you've got what looks like a normal receptacle. If that one's not working, go check your GFI and push the reset button, because that one is probably slaved off of that. It's just the way that it's done sometimes. So one other thing I wanted to go over here, Katrina, and I know we talked on the phone about this a little bit, but that downspout right there, we're going to take care, and we're going to dig underneath the ground here, dig a trench, put that black corrugated pipe that we have out front. We're going to do that here. We're going to put a drain, and we're going to put some more ground in here and raise this elevation here. And then this downspout over here, we're going to do the same thing, dig a trench. We're going to tie it in and bring it out so that we get all this water away from the house. All right, so we're going to be doing that. That was something I wrote up in that document for you that we owe you. And your air conditioning unit will go right here. All right, I know that we didn't do that yet, and I explained to you because of the winter time the Freon doesn't work right, and you don't want to install one in the winter time because you have to come back and repurge everything in the spring anyway. So that'll be done in the next couple of weeks. That'll get in for you. Okay, all right, you're going to walk down the side of the house now. Okay, Katrina, we're on the north side of the house now. I just wanted to point out that silver looking cap thing up there. That's the vent for your vent fan over your stove. So that's how you get all the air, the polluted air and stuff out of your home when you're cooking and stuff. You can use that fan over the stove. These pipes right here are, one is the exhaust. This is the exhaust for your furnace. Again, remember we talked about that being high efficiency. It just gets vented now in plastic pipes. So this is the exhaust. So you'll see steam coming out of here when it's running. And this one is the fresh air intake. The furnace needs fresh air for combustion because it's a sealed combustion chamber now. So this takes in fresh air, goes in, ignites with the gas, here's your flame, heats your air, and then the exhaust comes out this pipe. So these are going to be anchored to the house, and they're going to be a little bit shorter in there. So this one here is what we talked about downstairs. That's the exhaust for your hot water tank. Remember we talked about that power vent? That's exhaust for your hot water tank. And then that's your remote read. This is your remote read for your water meter. So that's what that is doing out here. Okay, and then we're around to the front of the house here. You've got your gas meter here, and you can see here the valve. All right, this part right here, this is the valve. If you turn that, this would be a cross. So now it's in line, and there's a little tab here, but that's just so they can lock it. This tab is in line, so that means it's on. If it was this way, it would be off. So again, this is the same type of valve as your water valves inside, and your gas valves on your furnace, your hot water tank, and on your gas meter. So that's pretty much everything for the walk around your house. Congratulations one more time on this beautiful, wonderful house, and I hope you have many great memories here.